What if I told you that at 94 years old, Clint Eastwood still wakes up at 5 a.m., works out harder than men half his age, flies his own helicopter, and just bought another multi-million-dollar home, just because he liked the view? While most people slow down at 70, Clint Eastwood is living like he's 40, and you're about to find out why. A real-life action hero who defies aging, Clint Eastwood is more than simply a Hollywood icon. From directing Oscar-winning movies to playing Dirty Harry, his impact is immense. The way he lives now, however, is very startling. The majority of celebrities his age have left the spotlight, but Clint continues to act, direct, produce, and even date a woman who is almost half his age. This film explores the incredible lifestyle of 94-year-old Clint Eastwood, including his rigorous morning routine, his crazy day regimen, and the secrets that enable him to not only survive, but thrive. Early life and career. During the Great Depression, Eastwood moved with his family a number of times before they finally settled in Piedmont, California in 1940. He was drafted during the Korean War and stationed in California. Following his discharge from the Army in 1953, Eastwood moved to Hollywood. A screen test with Universal in 1954 netted him a 40-week contract, but after one renewal and a series of bit parts in such movies as Tarantula and Revenge of the Creature, his option was dropped. He appeared in several TV series before he got his big break-in by being cast as Rowdy Yates in the popular TV Western Rawhide, a living legend at 94. At 94 years old, Clint Eastwood defies every expectation. He's still directing films, dating a woman half his age, and keeping up a fitness routine that would crush most 30-year-olds. Starting his mornings at 5 a.m., Clint works out, flies his own helicopter, avoids birthday parties, and even buys multi-million-dollar homes just because he likes how they look. The unexpected beginning. Clint Eastwood was never supposed to be a legend. Born on May 31, 1930, weighing over 11 pounds, nurses called him Samson. Despite common belief, he wasn't poor. He grew up in a wealthy neighborhood in Piedmont, California, enjoying a pool, 2 cars, and a country club membership. His family had deep American roots tracing back to the Mayflower. The myth behind the cowboy. Despite his tough exterior, Clint's blue-collar upbringing was mostly staged for the film industry. In reality, he had a hard time in school. At Oakland Technical High, he repeated a grade after failing junior high. Teachers saw his brilliance, particularly on stage, but Clint was more interested in ladies and vehicles, a hidden musical talent. Clint wasn't just a roughneck, he could play the piano like a pro. Practicing for hours, his musical passion foreshadowed the day he would write original scores for his own films. Grit before fame. After high school, Clint didn't chase Hollywood. He took gritty jobs like log driving in Oregon, where one slip could be fatal. Drafted into the Army, he worked as a lifeguard and even broke up a knife fight as a bouncer, a near-death experience. In 1951, Clint's life nearly ended. While aboard a Navy aircraft, the plane crashed near Point Reyes. He swam over 2 miles in shark-infested, freezing waters. He later channeled that terror into his performance in Escape from Alcatraz. The awkward acting debut. Clint had a low-key Hollywood debut. He played a small part in Revenge of the Creature in 1955. He just had 28 lines as a fumbling lab tech. The scene took 15 takes to finish, and the director detested it. Nobody could have predicted that Clint, who was paid $75 a week, would become a worldwide celebrity. Rejection from Universal Studios. Universal Pictures dropped Clint after just 18 months. They claimed his Adam's apple was too big, his speech too slow, and he had a chipped tooth. Fellow actor Burt Reynolds joked, "You're screwed. I can learn to act. You can't lose that Adam's apple." A chance meeting that changed everything. While chatting in the NBC studio cafeteria, Clint caught the eye of CBS executive Robert Sparks. That one moment led to a screen test in the lead in Rawhide. Suddenly, Clint's slow speech and tough look were assets, not liabilities. Rawhide's reluctant star. Clint didn't like his persona, Rowdy, even though Rawhide made him famous. Nevertheless, within 3 weeks, the show broke into the top 20 TV ratings and became a nationwide hit. The heat in Arizona and the 6-day work weeks were harsh behind the scenes. By the end of the series, his earnings per episode had increased from $750 to $119,000, breaking the lazy label. Despite the success, Clint had a reputation for being late. Directors often avoided putting him in the first scene, knowing he'd arrive at least 30 minutes late. By Rawhide's sixth season, Clint was done. He needed something new, a spaghetti western gamble. Then came a strange offer, an Italian western by an unknown director named Sergio Leone. Using the fake name Bob Robertson, Leone struggled to find a lead. Big names like Henry Fonda passed. Clint finally said yes, thinking no one in America would see the film anyway. Creating an iconic look, Clint helped build the man with no name look himself. He wore old boots from Rawhide, roughed up black jeans, and a second-hand hat. He bought small cigars and a poncho from local shops. The character spoke little. Clint let body language do the talking. Critics hated it, fans loved it. The Dollars trilogy, A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, was slammed by critics. Time magazine said Clint looked like a piece of wood, but audiences didn't care. The trilogy earned over $84 million globally on a $2 million budget. The Dirty Harry breakthrough. In 1971, Clint's career took off with Dirty Harry. Frank Sinatra was first offered the part but left. After passing, Paul Newman gave Clint the script. It was rejected by other well-known celebrities, including Steve McQueen and John Wayne. Eastwood took a chance, and the film was a huge hit. Taking control behind the camera, Clint brought in his own production company and director for Dirty Harry. It paid off big. The role of Harry Callahan became iconic, and Eastwood proved he could not only act but also produce hits on his terms. Against the Grain, a street-fighting trucker. Clint stunned everyone in 1978 when he starred in the comedy Every Which Way But Loose, which followed a truck driver and his pet orangutan. Despite critics' predictions that it would fail, it ended up becoming one of the year's highest-grossing movies, demonstrating how much Eastwood's fans enjoyed watching him break type. A career built on risk. Clint Eastwood never followed the Hollywood rulebook. He turned rejections into comebacks, criticism into cult status, and every risk into an opportunity. Whether in a Western or comedy, he brought something audiences couldn't resist: quiet strength, authenticity, and fearlessness. Still going strong at 94. Decades after Hollywood first told him he was too old, Clint Eastwood continues to defy expectations. From flying helicopters to directing films to maintaining brutal workouts, he's living proof that legends aren't born, they're built one gritty step at a time. Clint Eastwood isn't just defying age, he's rewriting what it means to grow older. Whether it's his relentless work ethic, fearless attitude, or commitment to doing things his own way, Clint proves that age is truly just a number. He's not just a Hollywood icon, he's a living lesson in passion, discipline, and purpose. So the next time someone tells you to slow down with age, just remember, Clint Eastwood is 94 and still making everyone else look lazy. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more legendary stories, and let us know in the comments. What's your favorite Clint Eastwood film of all time?